On January 21st, 1958, the first F-106B tandem all-weather interceptor moved off the production line at Convair, San Diego. Aircraft 572507 was delivered to the contractor's pre-flight and flyaway ramp facility, San Diego, after control systems proofing, painting, fuel system calibration, and various post-production aircraft checks. Following all San Diego checks and calibrations, the aircraft was delivered by truck to the Air Force Flight Test Center, Edwards Air Force Base, California. In the construction of the F-106B, a high level of inter-contractor coordination was required. The nose section, forward of Station 472, was constructed by Convair Fort Worth. The tail section, aft of Station 472, is identical to the F-106A and was built by Beech Aircraft Corporation in Wichita, Kansas. And the wing sections built at Convair, San Diego, with the integration of components and aircraft sections completed there. The F-106B is a two-place, high-altitude, all-weather interceptor designed to serve the air defense mission and to make possible faster and more complete pilot familiarization in the operation of the F-106A weapon system. Externally, the F-106B is identical to the F-106A, except that the canopy has been increased in length and raised slightly to provide good visibility from the rear seat. Fuselage fuel tanks, fuel equipment, and electronic units have been rearranged to accommodate the aft seat. Both airplanes have the same length and span. Because of the greatly increased canopy surface area, structural integrity had to be carefully considered for the F-106B cockpit section. Extensive testing and canopy ejection activities at both Convair San Diego and Convair Fort Worth proved the structural soundness of the canopy itself. The specifically assigned mission for aircraft 2507 was the completion of test phases 1, 2, and 3. After delivery, the aircraft was given a fuel quantity check and installations made to complete the test configuration. Change item work was accomplished following the Flight Safety Board meeting in preparation for the engine test phase which followed. Routine checks were made and a landing gear change was accomplished to strengthen the main gear. Following aircraft weighing and fuel quantity calibration, engine runs were made. Instrumentation installation, canopy fix, and various pilot safety items were completed. Calibrations were made on the static thrust capabilities of the J75P9 engine. The aircraft was now ready for final checks and taxi tests. The aft seat of the F-106B gives 5 degrees down vision because of its raised position in the aircraft. On this aircraft, the initial flights will be made with rear seat removed. Taxi runs were completed satisfactorily on the 8th of April through a program of increasing speeds. Drogue chute deployment and other checks indicated full aircraft compliance with flight requirements. Minor changes or improvements as a result of taxi run observations were made. Final cleanup and pre-flight checks and instrumentation adjustments for the first flight were made on the 9th of April. On Thursday, April 10th, final discussions were held and the pilot prepared for takeoff. After runway engine run and final flight clearance, the aircraft made a satisfactory takeoff run, liftoff, and climb out. Telemetering of takeoff and in-flight information was made throughout the flight for primary data analysis. The flight plan provided more flight test information than is usually gained in a first flight. The aircraft reached supersonic speeds in acceleration runs and attained a higher altitude than normal for first flights. Qualitative stability and control investigations included 360-degree rolls and other flight maneuvers. Total flight time of 50 minutes was twice that of the first flight of the F-106A. The F-106B has the same speed as the F-106A, with a slightly lower combat ceiling and range with its higher gross weight. Fuel load, though resituated, is identical to that of the F-106A. Observation from the ground by special tracking telescopes and visual means was accomplished throughout the flight. About the flight, Pilot Fitzpatrick had this to say.
This was certainly the best first flight that I have ever made. The 106B, as far as its handling characteristics and general performance is concerned, appears as a result of the area investigated on the first flight to be virtually identical with that of the F-106A. The F-106A and B are almost identical in handling characteristics to the F-102 within the speed region that the 102 is capable of flying, although of course the 106 is appreciably faster. On this first flight, we picked up several flutter points and made a maximum speed acceleration. The canopy on the B airplane caused no apparent change in flight characteristics as compared to the A. The visibility from the front seat, of course, is just identical with that of the A. It was just a real good flight.
At 1640 hours, the aircraft made a normal landing with satisfactory drogue chute deployment and returned to the line. The first tactical F-106B will be delivered in November 1958 with stability and control performance and structural demonstration of the airframe and the Case 29 wing continuing through April 1959.